Hello everybody and welcome back to Wuhu Island. Today I am your host Gleam. So today we have Luke competing against no one because this is currently a qualification round. All you have to do is get anything below +5 and you'll be able to qualify into the next round. If you do not manage to do this, you will be eliminated from the tournament that is coming up here in the next week. Other players will be competing on the same course to see if they can get better or worse from +5 to see if they'll be in the tournament. Now, let's get on to the game. As you can tell from a second ago, Luke had a very nice drive with that 18-mile-an-hour wind really carrying that ball, but he did get stuck in the rough a little bit, and he barely misses that sand trap and almost gets onto the green, so that's really setting him up for a nice putt. But he still will have to use that wedge of his to get just a little bit over that. Maybe he could even get it in here. He doesn't get it in, but he's very close, definitely setting up that very easy putt for him. Aiming very far to the left there. Hopefully that doesn't go out. Okay, no, he's good. He compensated for that nicely, and it went right in the hole for his par. I think I forgot to mention this, but this is a 9-hole course. This is what all of the players will be competing on to go on to the next round. Hole 2 here, one of the shortest in the courses. Definitely one that you could ace, but it is very hard to ace in just regular golf. If you've seen this course in disc golf videos, you know that we have aced this one multiple times before, but we've never aced it on golf. Oh, but Luke does get stuck in that sand trap. Honestly, not very good, but it is still kinda close to the hole, so it shouldn't be too bad for him. He whales that thing out of there, just barely missing the hole, setting him up for that nice putt. Hopefully he can put this in to save par. Ooh, but he overpowers it just way too much and it skips right through that hole. Hopefully he can get it here and just save the bogey so he's not too over par. And he does. He gets that bogey and he'll only be +1 over now. Coming on to hole 3 here, this one is one of the longest holes in the course. You can see that little sliver of green in the middle left usually. It looks like Luke might go for it, but that 20-mile-an-hour wind will really carry that ball, and once it's in the air, you really can't control it. It does look like he's just going to go for the regular fairway. Does get a little bit wobbly there. Let's hope that doesn't go too far out of bounds. No, it seems to stay in the rough, so that'll be good, but that will limit to how far he can get it in his next hit here. Still, that 20-mile-an-hour wind, that can really change a ball's direction. Look at that. That wind saved him there from going out of bounds there. Very lucky shot right there. Luke going now for his 9-iron. That 20-mile-an-hour wind is really going to carry that ball even too far. He just hits it a little bit too hard and it barely goes on the edge of the green. If he's lucky, he can putt this in and get the birdie. Oh, getting very close there, just 1.6 feet away from the hole. Hopefully he should be able to put this in for par though. And he does, so that's still good. He still is +1 though, so hopefully he can get a birdie or an eagle somewhere to bring that down. Coming on to this hole now, this is another one of those very short holes, but a lot of it is out of bounds. So you really want to be careful for where you aim. The wind isn't too crazy on this hole, so it shouldn't really carry it out too bad, as long as you don't miss too bad. Luke going for a 7-iron here. It looks like that's going to be on the green, but no, just a little bit short into that bunker. Hopefully he can get out of that bunker and not go out of bounds. It does look like he should be fine to get it out, but he hits that thing really hard and flies past the hole, but he does manage to still stay on the green though. That is going to be a little bit difficult of a putt though, so hopefully he can put that in to save his par on this hole. That's going to be close, but it does go in. A very nice shot from Luke there. Hopefully he can keep that up throughout the rest of the game, and he'll definitely qualify. Coming on to this hole now, this one is one of the longer ones as well. There's a very big water hazard and a pretty dense forest, but there's no wind on this one, so as long as he shoots it nice and straight, he shouldn't have any problems. But he does wiggle it just a little bit too much, and it does seem to be going to the right a little bit. But it does still manage to stay on the fairway though, so that'll be good for Luke to get that nice drive again. Pardon me, he's going for his 3-iron. That seems to be a perfect distance. If he could get that right on, he could maybe even get that in. Since there's no wind. And wow, that was an incredible shot. Barely avoids that sand trap, but he is still a little bit short of the hole. But if he chips this in, plays his cards right, he should be able to get it in. But it just goes a little bit to the left. Hopefully he can get this par though and putt it in. Oh no, this is for birdie. He can probably save his +1. And he does. Very nice. Getting that birdie and going back down to 0. Coming on to hole 6 now, I believe. This is personally one of my favorite holes just because the beautiful flowing water on it. It just goes all the way down, weaving throughout the course. It's one of my favorites for many reasons. Luke going up here, that 12-mile-an-hour wind, he will have to compensate for that, but that wind will push it away from that sand trap, and he gets a very nice shot off there. That'll put him in great position to get it right onto the green. Going for his 7-iron now, it's just a little bit over the hole there, so he will have to aim a little bit less, but that might be a little bit too less. No, he does barely make it onto that fairway, avoiding that sand trap in the rough there. Maybe he might be able to chip this in with his wedge, but he is going to have to get fairly lucky with this one. Oh wow, and it must have hit a root or something, because that ball just stopped as soon as it hits that grass. He might be able to get this in to save his par, hopefully, because he does need anything below a +5 to qualify for the next round. Ooh, and he barely makes that one, and that one seemed to be going extremely fast towards the hole. Luke now even. Hasn't gone over, but he still hasn't gone under either. He might even be able to get a birdie on this hole if he's lucky and he plays his cards right. Only 4-mile-an-hour wind there. This is one of those holes that you could go risky, or you could just go safe. It looks like Luke is going to go with the safe option. He gets a very nice shot there. Staying on the fairway there, and that'll put him right in a good direction to get it right on the green. But that tree does get in his way just a little bit, and that will put him in the rough. Shot 3 now for Luke. Hopefully he can get really close to that green. And it does look like that wedge will get him close enough, but that rough will just slow him down just a little bit too much. But apparently not. Luke just hits that thing with all of his might, and he gets 14 feet away from the hole. Very nice there. Hopefully he can putt this in and get his par. And he does. Wow, those were some very nice shots from Luke there. This hole. This hole is very difficult, especially on disc golf, because the disc just can't get that far. But on golf, it's a lot easier considering you can hit it a lot farther. Just with the 3-wood, it's perfectly on the green. Hopefully Luke can counteract that 10-mile-an-hour wind, and it looks like he does. Wow, now that was just a beautiful shot there by Luke, getting right onto that green, only 20 feet away from the hole there. If he makes this, he could get birdie. Really taking his time to line up the shot here because he does not want to miss this shot. Oh, and he just barely misses it. But that's okay, that was only for birdie. Hopefully he can get this par, which shouldn't be a problem. And he does end up getting that par. Now going on to the last hole. This is where a lot of players struggle, just because the big islands are really hard to get onto considering how high they are. But hopefully Luke is even right now, so as long as he doesn't do too poorly, he can stay below that +5 area and qualify for the next round. Oh, that one looks real wobbly, and it doesn't look good for Luke. That goes in the water. Not a good start to hole 18 here. He really has got to, pick up his game here. That one looks so... Another water hazard. This could be the downfall of Luke here. He's already on shot 5. He hasn't even gotten off the first island yet. Okay, that shot... Okay, definitely that shot is a lot better, staying on the fairway there. But it rolls off! A third water hazard. Luke on shot 7 now. This is not looking good. Luke doesn't know what to do here. He's got to just hit it. Hopefully that can get far enough. And oh, an extremely lucky bounce there for Luke, keeping him in this game just barely. I think he has to make this to save his game. Oh, but he gets on the green, so hopefully he can make this putt. On shot 9. This is just not looking good for Luke here. This is really destroying his game. He's doing so well. Oh, and he just doesn't put enough power behind this shot, and he's going to be on shot 10 now. Let's hope this can still get him his +5. I think it does. Whew. That was a close game, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. We'll have more contestants in the future to compete, and you'll see Luke in the tournament later. See ya.